Hi, my name is Elise Morgera. I am the UN Special Rapporteur on the promotion and protection of human rights in the context of climate change. I'm happy to connect with you, environmental human rights defenders, through the ISHR Academy. Climate change is not only an environmental challenge, but it's also a profound human rights challenge. And the human rights that are very much affected by climate change include the rights to life, health, food, water, housing, cultural rights, right to independent science, and benefiting from scientific advancements, and also the human right to a clean, healthy, and sustainable environment. And those individuals and communities who are in most marginalized or discriminated situations are often those whose human rights are most impacted by climate change. In my role as UN Special Rapporteur, I assess and understand these impacts in an independent capacity, including independently from the United Nations, even if my role is supported by the UN Human Rights Office. My role is to bring together knowledge of the impacts of climate change across natural and social sciences, but also across indigenous science, local knowledge, and other knowledge systems, with a view to then identifying practical solutions that place human rights at the center of climate action. I collaborate very actively with civil society and environmental human rights defenders. My mandate works both on individual cases and broader systemic issues. And I have learned so much already from environmental human rights defenders from across the world, including climate activists, climate scientists, children, young people, indigenous peoples, rural women, peasants, small-scale fishers, and pastoralists, among others. And so it's your knowledge and expertise that is essential to shape decisions at all levels on climate change and on human rights in the context of climate change, including international, regional, and national policies, legislation, and practices. So your voices are essential to my work. And throughout the preparation of my thematic reports, for instance, I often organize regional consultations with the support of NGOs and civil society networks to hear the perspectives of environmental human rights defenders from different regions. My mandate is grounded in accessibility and inclusivity, and I'm looking forward all the time to feedback on my practices in terms of including the views and experiences of environmental human rights defenders. And I'm also curious about suggestions about alternative and maybe more creative ways to be in a constant communication with environmental human rights defenders. My role is meant to be responsive to your challenges, to your needs, and definitely to help elevate your knowledge and voices across all the fora to which I have access in my capacity as UN Special Rapporteur. There are many ways in which I can support and strengthen your efforts, providing guidance on human rights approaches that are centered on your experiences, on your views, and that are inclusive of your distinctive knowledge and expertise, and raising awareness about the local, national, regional, and international challenges you face, including any challenges in accessing and having meaningful participation in international climate fora such as the UN Climate COP. You are welcome to submit information to me which I can use for communications, such as urgent appeals and allegation letters, to bring the attention of specific governments, but also private companies or funders to potential human rights violation in the context of their work on climate change or lack of meaningful climate action. I encourage you to continue this module to discover more the ways in which my office can work with you, support your advocacy, and help ensure that climate policies and actions are effective, equitable, and grounded in human rights. Thank you for your dedication and the vital role you play in promoting and protecting human rights and the planet.